everybody. I'm Aphrodite, I'm a Starfire. Welcome to my channel. And to let some peeps come in. Just moved to my spot. And hello. Gonna let some audience accumulate. Please let me know if I am buffering. Hi Stu, what's up? Hey Eddie, how's it going? Thanks for joining me, guys. My brightness just went away. Hold on. Oh, still there. Hey, okay, cool. Alright, so I got a good turnout, guys. Thanks. Hi, Peyton. Alright, so, how's everybody? Happy Tuesday? Yes, van life is doing good. Please check out my channel, Aphrodite's Van Life. I post there pretty much every day with new videos about different stuff, more van life related, and how my journey is going. But yeah, everything's going good. You know, you have to get into new routines, right? And like, so we're getting into like a pace of, you know, like putting things away, like everything like has a place, and like the routine for packing up before you drive somewhere else, and then when you stop, like unpacking stuff, because things have to be kind of secured away so they don't fall over while you're driving. Yeah, but it's going good. Hi, Anne. Eddie says, I'm in New York State on a road trip for work. Oh, cool. Are you having a good time? Are your coworkers treating you well? Hi, Peyton. It's going good. Hey, Linnea, what's up? How is it in Costa Rica? How is the travel? Are you still like landlocked there? I know you were during the the restrictions and all that, but I'm sure you can travel out of Costa Rica now, can't you? So anyways, let's get, hey Frank! So I'll get into the topic of the live stream. Linnea says, all good, it's rainy, landlocked still by choice. Yeah. Do people in Costa Rica like take road trips or like take day trips to Nicaragua or Guatemala? I know when I went to Costa Rica, I stayed in Guanacaste region, which is like the more dry region. It's tropical, it's not as tropical, but I wanted to go to someplace warm. And there was a lot of like Mexican people vacationing there, and Canadians and Americans. Yeah, Guanacaste. I probably am saying it wrong. Frank says, I sent you an email back. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the dreams I've been having these last 2 nights have been kind of strange. I kind of talk about certain scenes, constructs that I have. Then he says, people travel to the neighbor countries all the time. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I have like different constructs in my dreams that are like, I think that I have built myself, or that it's like I repetitively dream in these environments. One is a land that I have created. It's a coastline, a California coastline, that's very tropical, and then there's inlets of like bays, and then there's like a steep mountain range right on the coast, and on the other side of the mountain range there's like ski resorts and like ski slopes and lakes and things. So there's that construct, and then there's the construct of the hotel that I often talk about. And at the basement of the hotel is a movie theater. It's a grand movie theater. It's like an old style movie theater, but it's like an old style movie theater that's been converted to like IMAX. So it's like big red chairs. But it's like a stadium seating, a very large movie theater, like an IMAX movie theater. And then under that movie theater, there is a basement trap door, a storage door that's a crawl space, and that's my secret out of the drink. That's my exit out of the building, and it usually kicks me out onto an alleyway in San Francisco. Okay, so these past 2 nights, we have been parking really close to this cell phone tower that looks like a tree. I don't know if that has to do with it, but these past 2 nights I've had a dream that I catch Dimitri cheating on me. And it feels like super inserted, like an inserted script, because it's something that I like never ever think about. Like it's not like something that I worry about. It's not something on my subconscious. Like I feel like it's something that's been inserted into my head to maybe give my conscience something to question or worry about, but I'm not. So it's like it's kind of like this I'm kind of like confused about why I'm dreaming about it. But it's 2 nights in a row, and it's like pretty much physically impossible for this to happen in real life, because like Dimitri and I are together like 24/7. So it couldn't really happen in real life. But like this last night, I was in last dream I had last night, I was in an apartment that I don't know, but it was like, a furnished apartment that I lived in, and I walked out and Dimitri's on the phone, and I'm like, who are you talking to? And he's like, oh, some girl, it's like a friend. And I start asking him about it. And like in my dream, I had gone away on a trip. Like I had this history in the dream that I had gone away on a trip and I'd come back. And so he had like visited with this girl on the trip, and he's like, oh, it's just a friend. And I'm like, well, did you do anything? Did this happen? He's like, yes. And I like flip out, like start like clawing at his face and stuff. And this is like 2 nights in a row. So, and then after that dream, last night, I had a dream that I was in the movie theater, and in the hotel room. I was in the hotel, and I was with all of my classmates from medical school. And we get shuffled, like I was going to classes. So the movie theater wasn't actually part of the hotel in this dream. It was like a classroom. Like in college, you have those big stadium classrooms that are like movie theaters. So I was like walking in campus. It was nighttime. I'm walking and I'm trying to get to class. I get to class. It's the movie theater with the red seats. I go and I sit down, and all my friends, they don't want to sit with me, or they had already picked their spots, and they're all like sitting together, and I'm not sitting with them. And it's kind of like I'm not included. And then we're sitting down, and like the lights are still on in the movie theater, and we're waiting for the class to start. And all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off. And the speaker at the front says like, it's okay, everybody, it's just a drill, leave your things. you know, we'll get class started in just a minute. Like, everybody file out the exits. So everybody gets up and they're like waiting to walk out, you know, the movie theater, you know, like aisle by aisle. And it's like I walk out of my seat and then I look back over my shoulder and everybody's like stuff, all of their backpacks, like they just left everything, all of their money, everything, and we're all walking up the stairs and I like look back and I'm just like, we're not going to be able, like something tells me like we're not going to go back. They're not going to let us come back. So I like walk back down the stairs to my seat. I grab I'm like, we have to bring our stuff. Like, they're not going to let us come back. This is a fake story that they're like, I knew that this wasn't a drill, that they were like purposely separating separating us from our possessions. So I go back down the stairs, I grab my backpack, I go to the row where all my friends, I go to the row with all, like, each of my friends have like backpacks, like I have like a backpack and a purse. Like my Asian friend, she had like a backpack, a purse, and like some other like little kit and caboodle thing. So I'm like putting on all these backpacks because I'm like, I know that they're not going to let us come back for our stuff. So I'm like grabbing all my friends and it's like getting heavy, and like I'm like realize there's like a fifth backpack. So now I'm like, I have all these backpacks I'm trying to grab for my friends. And then it's like now I'm like in the hallway to the basement trap door that I know is like the exit out of the scenario. And it's like I'm with my friends and I'm like trying to get them to come with me through this basement trap door. And all of a sudden these like these Nazi army guys come in and they have the that like official hat, you know, like a captain wears, but it's brown and it has like a black bill, like a captain hat, like an admiral. They have those, but they're Nazi colors, all like brown and black. And they come in like through the hallway and they're like, da, 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 and they're like, they wanted me to show them the passageway, and they are like threatening, and it's like I go and show, like I don't want to help them, but it's like I go to show them the doorway, and it doesn't work the same way. Like it leads to like an outdoor field, and it was kind of like this time capsule in the ground, and we're like looking at the inscriptions on the ground, and like the Nazis like yelling at me. I think it was in German because I like didn't really understand, but they're like trying to like get me to open it for them, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like, this isn't usually what I see. So yeah, those were the dreams I had last night, and it really felt like an interception. Like I had some kind of force come in and try to like hack my constructs, like use my archetypes in my little like my cast of characters and my environments, my scenes in the movie that I have, like my different options. They like went in and used that to try to like extract some information or something, or scare me, but it did seem very desperate is the word. It seemed desperate, and like I just wasn't buying it. Like it was like it was supposed to scare me, but it wasn't scary. It was kind of just like guys with, you know, like unintelligent guys with guns just like shouting, you know. Okay, what do you guys have to say? Toilet Bowl Earth says, dreams are weird. Imagine that. Shake my head. NPC shows, just remember not to use music with lyrics in it while you're talking in your videos. Okay. The Real Davy Crocco says, the voice is bad enough, but check out the face on this broad. Very Semitic. I don't know what you're talking about. The NPC shows, yes, definitely avoid being too close to cell phone towers for extended periods of time. It's definitely bad for you. Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, is like they mask them now. You'll be like right next to a cell phone tower and you won't even really notice it. Eternal Soul, hello. Frank says, I knew a guy who owned a garbage in Los Angeles. Then one day, the building owner leased space to T-Mobile to install a cell phone tower, and he began having headaches regularly at work. Yeah, and I just heard a story about some people like all went to church and they started getting sick, and I'm like, and they didn't even bring up cell phone towers. Like, it's probably because they thought it was like some kind of religious experience. I'm like, well, it's probably because they probably just installed a new 5G whiz on the church, because they love to install those things on churches and schools. Right, during my my spiritual awakening, when I moved down to back down to San Diego, I kind of like a guy I had dated in the past, I kind of reconnected with, and he sold cell phone towers, what do they call it? Cell phone signal receptors, or antenna space. He sold the space on top of buildings. And this is like right when I was starting to talk about flat earth, and like I was like, you know, kind of trying to bounce those ideas off of him. Like this is like, you know, a baby truther moment. And he kind of like had already heard about flat earth, so I was like, wow, finally somebody like breathing that I can talk to face. But he kind of like had heard of it, but he didn't believe in it. And I was like, don't you kind of feel like any kind of, you know, certain way about selling cell phone tower space? Like, do you feel like you're like destroying society, or do you feel any kind of guilt doing that? And he didn't have any kind of feelings about it. He told me about how the operators who install the antennas, there's like such a high turnover because they constantly go off on disability or get sick or die, because there is no precaution, and they're just like right there, you know, in their face in front of like 5 different antennas getting blasted when they're doing their work and stuff. But yeah, I guess it's really hard to come by these guys because they have such a high turnover. I'm sure they're getting like brain zapped. Like it reminds me of you know, in Men in Black, where they have that push pin that they hold in front of people, and it like shoots a light, and they like get instant amnesia, like for however long time back, you know, like amnesia for the past hour, or amnesia for the past 2 days, depending on how much of a dose they give them. That's probably what happens to people that install cell phone tower antennas. But yeah, like he kind of knew about, he was like on, like he knew about issues of awakeness, and I'm like, you know, like the Gee Whiz stuff and everything is like taking down society. It's like you're like helping this happen. So yeah, that actually really bothered me, and then it's part of the reason why I stopped talking to him. Plus he was kind of strange, but yeah. Let's see, what else did I say? Linnea says, the construct knows we're leaving. It's trying desperately to create loosh. Yeah. It's like they want to create a debt. They want you to think that you owe something, that you are like an obligation. Yeah, like a karmic debt. Sometimes it's like tied to family too. Like you're supposed to like, it's all this like trauma-based mind control. I watched Sherelle Snow posted like never before seen footage of 9/11, and I watched it. It's so traumatic, and it's like so symbolic, and just the people, like the people reacting to it, like it makes you react to it again. And I was a senior in high school when it happened. You know, we just started the school year, so I was a brand new senior in high school, and I was getting ready for school and turned on the TV, and it was right after the first plane had hit, and then I watched the second plane hit, and the Pentagon had already been hit. And I remember seeing footage of like a plane like inside the Pentagon, but now that stuff doesn't exist. I think it's just like a hole in the Pentagon. Anyways, but yeah, the footage, you don't see any plane. The skyscraper just like blasts up. You don't see any plane. But then I was watching the Gravitas news from India, and they were showing, this was yesterday on the 12th, and they were showing all this footage of all these Chinese skyscrapers getting blown up and demolished. And I was like, did this just happen? It's like, why are they reporting it? It was like, it seemed very in bad taste to be showing all of these, like, it was like repeated footage of like skyscrapers like falling, blown up, falling. And it's like, why is China like getting rid of all of their skyscrapers, blah, blah, blah. And I guess it happened in 2000. It's been happening since 2021. But it was like the timing of them reporting on it and showing, it was like, I was like I felt that, like, you know, that PTSD trigger of just watching all of these skyscrapers. It's like, this is like a huge trauma trigger, is seeing a skyscraper come down. It's like all about this like impotent male, about like performance anxiety, about not being able to get it up, like destroying the penis, like an impotent male, like a man that's not able to perform, to ejaculate, to like create an air, and it has to do with like the Artemis rocket, like keeps on failing. And Artemis is Apollo's twin sister, so she's not even really like a real woman. She's like a twin of Apollo, so she's not even like really a woman. She's just like a kind of, you know, female version of the man. So it's like she's the impotent male. Artemis is the impotent male, because she's a twin, right? She's a twin of Apollo. So Artemis is the impotent male of Apollo. So it's never going to take off, right? Like, it's like I'm trying. And then that's also like Jeff Bezos' rocket just blew up yesterday. And it was just a little quick, like, I only heard it on the NBC News. Like, none of the truthers picked up on it. But the Blue Origin rocket blew up. But they were able to save, like, the landing capsule or something. But there was no people on the rocket. It was just, like, robots, they said. But, yeah, all these signals of, like, premature ejaculation, impotency, not hitting the mark. This probably has to do with like the bullseye, X marks the spot. It's like following through. Like, can you pollinate the land? Mommy, help me, mommy. Frank says he later moved to a location about 100 yards away, and his headaches went away. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop parking next to that cell phone tower. Eternal Soul says, I was at the movies 2 nights ago. How was it? Yeah, I posted these trailers recently. Like, all of these, like, looks like awesome movies are just coming out. There's been a lull of like crap movies for maybe 5 years, more than that. But looks like some great movies coming out. And yesterday I shared the one by Steven Spielberg, who shares my birthday, December 18th. It's super symbolic. The Polar Express train, the donut, Homer Simpson donut. Mom is crazy artistic, dad is analytical, and then the child is a mixture of both. Oh, wow. You know, like, we've never seen this movie before. The, like, you know, introvert, artistic boy child, and the crazy, insane mother, and the serious father. Like, just the same old story. And then today I recommended my other birthday mate, Brad Pitt, who also was born December 18th. That movie looks really good. Babylon. I was like, oh, I'm just like the and that one's really symbolic too. The chick who plays Harley Quinn is the star, and she's a total like you know, ingenue. And at the end they show like she's like at a party and she's like, everybody, do you want to see me wrestle a rattle like a snake? And everybody's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Even the snake for the show, you know, the Truman Show. But yeah, like it's all these symbolic movies. Who's that alien in the background? LOL. What alien? Key of authenticity can get it without the original. Don't worry. Yeah, I don't do Bluetooth. Fear they extract info. Yeah, that was the thing too, is that I wasn't scared. I also have lots of dreams on planes, about being on planes and plane crashes. But most of the time my plane dreams, I dream of the takeoff, which is the most scary for me, even in real life, because in my dreams I have actual physical kinetic sensations, especially free falling. I have really strong sensations of gravity in my dreams. But when I dream of being on a plane, the way we take, I don't know if this is the way that planes work in other realms, but this is the way that planes work in my dreams, is that we get on the plane and it's like on a roller coaster track, right? Like an old school wooden roller coaster. You get on the plane and then the plane starts to go up the track like click, 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 click. You know, you're on the roller coaster and you're going up the wooden track. It's like click, 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 click. And you're going up the steep mountain. Click, 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 click. And then you go right up to the summit, and then you, like, the nose dips, and then you go. Well, that's in my dream. That's how a plane takes off. It's like we're in the plane, tick, 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 and we're on a track, and then it gets to the top, and the plane, the track ends, and the plane just dips over and starts free falling into flight. And so, like, it scares the shit out of me in my dreams, because, like, I know how the system works in my dreams, because, like, I have these repetitive, where I keep, like, a historical memory, like, oh, this is, you know, this is how things work here. But I'll be, like, freaked out, like, okay, it's about to go, and then you, like, go off the end of the track, and you, like, you free fall, and so you're like, pull up, and you're hoping the pilot's gonna pull up. The plane, like, pulls up right before you hit the ground, and you start flying. It's pretty scary. Hi, James. Eternal Soul says, I'm going to be at Newport Beach 27th. I don't know if you guys are near, but there's a flat earth. Oh, cool. Oh, maybe I'll try to go. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, it would be good to have, if there's, like, events happening, I can, like, plan to go. Is that like with a Mark Sargent flat earth? Is that Lucy Lemons, all that? Hi, Zeus Scott. Hi, Son is the Father of Man. What's up? Zeus Scott says, is he Max Headroom? Who? Son of the Father Man says, a lot of radiation. That is crazy, man. Yeah. Hi, anti-vegan. What's up, girl? Thanks for joining me. Everybody should sub to Anti-Vegan's channel. She makes really awesome content. Important content. Son of the Father Man says, there is a woman I would like to forget about. Maybe that would help me. Yeah, it's probably less forgetting. It's probably more changing how you feel about it. if you kind of try to put yourself in the woman's shoes, maybe she was going through a hard time. Maybe she was raised in traumatic situations, so she doesn't handle emotions very well. But yeah, sorry you're going through it. James Hilton says we're doomed. Zeus Scott says selfish is different to selfless. Yeah, I really don't like the term selfless. Because I think that's like this false badge of honor that we're sold. Like I was trying, this is kind of like what I was trying to say about the family with what Linnea said, is that, you know, oh my gosh, the motorhome in front of me that passed is called Rose Air. That's cool. Rose Air. And there's a big picture of a rose on this motorhome. That's cool. And there's an upside down ladder hanging on the back of it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Lush harvest. And then yeah, like selfless. Like you're supposed to sacrifice yourself for the better of the all. Like you're just supposed to give everything away, and then when you do that, you're going to get some recognition that's going to be better than what your stuff was. Like once you give all your stuff away, give all of your time away, give all your energy away, there's going to be some kind of validation, some kind of recognition that's worth more than the value of those possessions that you had, or the time that you gave, or the energy you expended, because it's worth it. You know, like you'll get something out of it. And I think that's a lie for the most part, and it has like, you know, like this what do they call it, being humble, but yeah, being selfless. Like you can be giving and being compassionate and still look out for yourself. Still, you can give and help people and lift people up and lift yourself up at the same time. You don't have to like take away from yourself to give to other people. Like you should never take away from yourself to improve somebody else. I mean, there are situations that you should do that, but I don't know. It is a lie that like being selfless will get you some kind of honor and prestige, because in most times people who are selfless just get stepped on. There's like a grace that happens, I think, between people that can maintain a selfishness, compassion, like, you know, still being, finding ways to do things for others that still benefit you. Yeah, I really don't like selfless. Like making yourself less than it was. I'm going back to comments. Uh-oh. Anti-vegan took away. Linnea, gotta go. Okay, bye, Linnea. Thanks for watching. Says Farmland. I have a hole in my heart that goes all the way to China. Well, that's symbolic. You gonna put an elevator in that hole? 9/11 was during my senior years. Oh, Frank. Oh, were you born 1983? I was born 1983. Or you 1984? I'm a what is it? Boar, year of the boar, and year of the rat. I was with a bunch of rats. I was 83 with a bunch of 84s. But yeah, I graduated 02. 02. Hi Luxor, it sounds like he's just an NPC, just an unconscious simulated AI thing like everyone around me. It's so weird knowing I'm alone in a video game that isn't fun. Anti-Vegan says 9/11 was my freshman year. Oh, you're just a youngster. Tom says, hey Aphrodite, I saw a wing pop through the side of the building, and that's not possible, so I know it's all a simulation. Nothing is real, form and emptiness. Yeah, too, and the footage that Sherelle Snow posted on her channel, like, there's something to this hologram technology, and they show it in certain like TV shows that were about like the Grimm, I think it was like Grimm's fairy tale show, or there was like a show where the like detective hunted these like half beast hybrid people, and each episode there would be like a goblin, or it'd be a werewolf, or it'd be like a weird vampire hybrid, and they'd have like the history on the creature or whatever. It was like one of those shows. But they talked about like in the cities, how a lot of cities are built up with holograms, and it looks like, you know, right in front of you is a road with a bunch of skyscrapers, but it's really like a screen, like a Hollywood set, and it's like there's like a hologram projected, and you could walk through it and you'd be behind the curtain and it'd be something else. It wouldn't be a city. And it's like, how much of New York is that? Like how, so the footage of 9/11 from Sherelle Snow, you know, it's like these early 20s people, like they're like maybe 20 years old, 21 years old, and they're all standing on top of a roof looking straight at the Twin Towers. And it's like, I could see there's like this line. It's below both, it's like halfway up maybe. And it's like a line that's the same height as all the other buildings. It's like this weird line on both of the towers. And I was like, is that where the hologram starts? Like, what if the buildings were only like half as tall as what they look, and the rest of it was projected hologram, and they could just shoot whatever story they wanted for the top half. So, but yeah, I was like, I could see this like delineation on both, and it was the same level on both the towers, and it lined up with the roofs of all the other buildings around. I was like, that's kind of strange. So yeah, I don't know a lot about this hologram tech, but I do know it is being used. James Hilton says, you are awareness itself. Thank you. Anti-vegan says, trans women are just impotent men. Yes. You're amazing. Love your channel. Oh, thanks, Anti-vegan. I love your channel too. She does stuff on post-veganism, and kind of calls out vegans who are not taking ownership of the information they disseminate. And she's also going into trans stuff. I know, Anti-vegan, you do a lot about Hermione. Was it Elizabeth Watson? I think the girl who plays in the girl in Harry Potter, because she was a vegan, but I think she's trans. I think I commented in one of your videos, like, I think she's a dude. That's why they're so weird looking. I mean, they're weird looking because they get vegan, but then they have like they're all like hormonally whacked. Their fat deposits are whacked because they're on the hormones, and then the veganism makes their hormones do weird things too. But yeah, like everybody in Hollywood is trans. But you guys are awesome commenting. Thank you. I have to like go back so far. Okay. Okay, 53 Luxor Nanel Camino says, why are you encouraging people to reproduce? What the fuck? Who's encouraging people to reproduce? I think everybody has, you know, certain goals. I think we are able to reproduce all the way. I don't think we're supposed to die. And I think women are supposed to be able to reproduce their whole lives, and we're just poisoned and conditioned to where our bodies start to shut down at a certain time because we're trapped into Saturn's cube, and then they hijack the moon, which is the womb, to regulate women's cycles, and then that puts a timestamp on your body. But I think it's going to come out here pretty soon that even the women that decided to wait to have kids and didn't have kids, and, you know, now are on the other side of, oh, guess we'll never have a kid. I think that's going to change. And that's kind of prophesized in the I Pet Goat 2 cartoon with the old lady bleeding again. That's a sign of female, you know, reproductive health. Seasoned Fae Woman. Hi. Sons of Harmon. After multiple young women online in bras and bikinis. He's a pervert. Uh-oh. Seasoned Fae Woman says, twice divorced man after multiple young women, including you, Nina, Sonia. He's a lying, cheating old man, perverting on young celebs, much younger women. Be careful. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Okay. The NPC show says, hit the like button, thank you. The seasoned Fae Woman says, I'm a victim, he tried to groom me. Uh-oh. And Sonia, are you a grown woman? I don't know if grown women can be groomed. Anti-vegan says, Zeus got truth. Seasoned Fae Woman says, Kimmy, you're a young woman in a bikini like Sonia, hence he's after all of you. Okay. Well, I've been talking to Son is the Father of Man since my awakening. Yeah, a lot of men want to find a mate, and I don't think we should demonize men trying to pursue women. I think it's a great thing. If you had personal issues with him, or you know, weird stuff happened, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about that. But I don't think it's perverted for a man to pursue a woman. Of course, there's, like, it could get that way if, you know, there's, like, but, like, just a regular, you know, watching somebody's videos, like, enjoying women in bikinis, enjoying a woman's body. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I think it's natural, and I encourage men to, like, look at women's bodies and feel turned on by it. I think that's a good thing. That's like natural, that's healthy. Yeah. Anti-vegan says it's the AI. Anti-vegan says the AI can talk to us through nanotech and implant thoughts and dream. It's like the jinn. And thank you, girlfriend, so much. You're the sweetest. Yeah, it is connected to the nano. It is connected to the food. I don't think the food is as bad of a dose of where we're getting the nano, though. Because I think the nanos have a really hard time surviving our digestive juices, especially if you're a healthy eater, or you eat meat, you're probably like digesting those nanos, and they're not. The stuff that's probably the worst is like the water that we swallow from the tap, or like, you know, water that gets into our eyes when we wash our face, like the chemicals and soaps that we put on our skin, and then, like, you know, the air or whatever is like in the air that lays on our skin, those like little fibers. Yes, Lucy Lemon's Flat Earth. I don't know if she'd want me to go. I don't think Lucy Lemons likes me very much for some reason. I hear you, Season Faye. I'm just not going to read all of those messages. First. Hi, the yeah. Frank is 1983. Woo! Thank Thanks, Season Faye. Wait, but you're all in the act. Anti-vegan says, he, yes, oh my god, she is so annoying and feminist too. I think she's trans too. We really need to talk, haha. Yeah, we should do a collab, anti-vegan. Have you looked into Queen Anana Snow? I would love to see you do a video on Queen Anana Snow. She is a handful. She doesn't like me either. I've tried to be Queen Anana Snow's friend, but she is super sketch. And she lives right next to Lori Ladd in Mount Shasta, born and raised. Fires seem to follow Queen Anana Snow. Fires and missing people. People go to visit her and they turn up missing. And I swear, like, Queen Anana Snow, I remember her selling, like, first that she had done blood over intent. And then, like, she was then against blood over intent. But she has all these crazy theories about menstruating. And, I think she thinks that women shouldn't menstruate at all. Something weird. And I swear, I have this memory that she just lived with her mother. And her mother's a nurse practitioner, which is the same level as what I do, or what I was trained to do as a physician assistant. So her mother was a nurse practitioner, so it was like, that was where she would, like, Queen Anana Snow was getting all of her, like, medical information, and, you know, like, she knew about the body and all that. And then recently she was talking about how she was just over at her mom and dad's house, and her whole family was there, and she has all these brothers and sisters. I was like, wait a minute. I have this whole memory that you're like an only child, only with your mom, growing up with your mom, just you and her. And she's like, you know, like a doctor, and it was just you and her. And now she has a mom and dad that are still married and all this family. It's like, I don't know. I know, it's kind of funny, these adult people that, like, never left their parents' house, and they've always had, like, some, like, things provided for them. Like, they never had to, like, work really hard and, like, struggle and, like, find a place to live and, like, pay for bills and all that. But they have, like, this authority about how they know that how to live life, and they want to read you scripture. And it's like, have you ever actually, like, gone out and struggled? Like, have you, like, if you're still with mommy and dad, like, it's one thing if you have to move back in with your mom and dad, but, like, if you've never gone out and tried living on your own, or, like, been an adult by yourself, like, why are you on YouTube trying to tell other people how to live? It just seems like a big hypocritical to me. And, like, I don't understand where these people get off thinking that they know. Like, you don't know. Like, if you don't know, don't pretend like you know. Like, don't try to tell somebody who has a kid and they're living by themselves trying to make ends meet, you know, what they should be spending their money on, like, or what they need to be eating. Like, when you've never had to struggle or live on your own, or, like, figure out if you should pay your cell phone bill, or, you know, go buy food. Like, oh, should I go to Whole Foods and buy the healthy food, or should I just get some chicken nuggets at McDonald's and still pay my cell phone bill and have internet? Like a lot of people have to make these decisions. But, you know, there's a lot of people here on YouTube, it's like they never really, like, they've always had a safety net. They never really have had to be in those situations. Teen Wolf. So that's fine. I'm very sorry. Someone followed me here and she's harassing me and defaming me. Please ignore her. Okay. Thanks for joining. Oh, cool. 53 Luxor says, okay, but stop having kids. There's enough orphans and unwanted kids. We don't need to be bringing more people to Earth to suffer. Yeah. But if people don't come here just to suffer. Like that video I just reposted on my community page of Fiona Apple that I created, and the song goes, I just wanna feel everything Like that is like so rings true to me. Like I know I came here because I wanted to feel everything. Like we used to be like a ghost, like a spirit, and you like wanna, like, don't you remember when you were a teenager and you wanted to drive fast, or you like wanted to get in trouble, like you wanted to go to the rock show and get in the mosh pit, like you wanted maybe somebody, a boot to hit you in the face, or like maybe you wanted to see a fight happen. Like we came here to like get experience, and it's not all just love. And like if you only have love, you never know what it is. Like you don't appreciate it, and that's the truth. That's the bittersweet. Like, I mean, I guess I know people that have never had to struggle and they're still nice people, but I don't even really know if they're real, because they don't really seem to question anything. Yeah, but I am getting really tired of these people that are so like, I just want it to end. It all just sucks here. Like, everybody just suffers. Like, why can't we just end it? Like, get off your ass. Like, get off your ass and do something about it. If you don't like your life, change your life. If you don't like where you are, move. Like, yeah, you might get poor. Yeah, you might lose everybody in your family. But that's what it takes. Like, if you're not happy, you're not happy. So it's like if you're not happy, but you still want to hold on to all these things that aren't making you happy. I don't know. It does have to do with the box. It's like a mental box. Like everybody feels really trapped, and like stuck. Like like, oh, I want to do this, but I can't. I definitely know that feeling. But I think there has to be a steady effort towards, if you're not feeling good and where you're at, there has to be a steady effort towards getting out of that feeling. If you're just like ruminating in it and sitting in it and just like, oh, I wish it would change. I wish it would change. You have to make the change. Like you wishing it's part of it, but then you have to do it. Like you're part of the wish. Like you have to like action it out. You're the rat, you're a double Sagittarius then. I'm a 5-time Sagittarius. 5 or 6 if you count South Node. Luxor says, the NPCs in this chat are so stupid. The amount of basic things they still need explained to them. So dumb. He also says, vegan women smell the best and are the hottest. Y'all anti-vegans are just jealous. Okay, cool, Luxor. Sounds like you've been sniffing lots of vajayjays, so maybe things aren't so bad. Another Reality says, hi there, hope you're having a good day. Thanks, Another Reality. Thanks for joining. Anti-Vegan says, yes, the water from the tap, the chemtrail chemicals, and something with 6G towers too, because it's like they want us to be telepathically through the AI instead of using our real telepathy and connection. Yes. Yes, that net. And that was something I saw too in the trailer for Babylon that I just shared. Is in the thumbnail, and also in the scenes they have the symbolic image of the web, the strings, the golden threads. These are like false umbilical cords that they're sucking the loosh out of. And I think there's also inputs coming in. It's also like symbolic of the matrix chakra plugins. It's usually right here, where the Ark of the Covenant, right here in the nape of the neck. Anti-vegan says, stop having kids. No. You obviously shouldn't have kids if you don't want them, people in general. Anti-vegan says, yes, girl, we're so fearless and animalistic. Haha, yeah. 53 Luxor says, it does suck here, though, and your words are not a reflection of reality. Maybe not your reality. It is coming very, very clear that, that different people have different realities, right? They even have different histories. Like within my family, it's like, wow, like you just literally rewrote history. But yes, if they believe it, it's true to them. It's not like you can convince people. Oh my gosh, 666 truck. Can you see it? Oh, that truck has 666 right in the front of its license plate. So I got a Rose Air motorhome drive-by, a 666 pickup truck. Anti-vegan says, same here, girlfriend. The oppressed victim mentality is really lame. Yeah. Yes. 53 Lux said, I don't want it to change. I want it to end. Anti-vegan says, I am an Aquarius. We are supposed to be very compatible. Yes. Dimitri is an Aquarius, too. I feel like we're very compatible. I think he's the first Aquarius person I've ever dated. I used to date, only primarily Taurus men. Like, I married a Taurus, and before him, like, all of my serious boyfriends were Taurus. It's like, whoa. But I mean, they're hard worker, stubborn, provider, but not really like artistically creative or anything like that. Well, actually, that's not true. Luxor says, I mean, you will suffer if you're born here in this world. Yes, you will suffer, but you will also have pleasure. Because that's the spectrum. You don't only experience one thing. And it's the same thing. One person's suffering is another person's pleasure. And what used to make you suffer 10 years ago might be pleasurable to you now, right? We like change, you know, what you hated when you were a teenager and made you suffer. Maybe like you suffered reading history textbooks. And now you like love to sit down and just sit down with a book and read about history, right? Like what used to make you suffer now gives you pleasure. So is that bad? Is that good? It's life? Like that's, and you wouldn't know what pleasure or suffering is unless you have both of them to taste. So you can know the spectrum, right? You go like, okay, this is like 10 on the suffering. Okay, this is a 2 on suffering. This is a 10 on pleasure. This is a 3 on pleasure. Okay, this is a 5 on suffering. Okay, wait, no. Now this is a 10 on suffering. What I used to think was a 10, that wasn't even a 10. Now I've had real 10 suffering, right? So it's like you have to like, it's like you're creating a rubric of to be able to judge, right, of what the experience is. And that's like the kind of the basis of trauma-based mind control, right? What used to like give you trauma, if you keep on getting exposed to it, now it's just like, it's not that big of a deal. And Vegan says, yes, and it's also symbolic of us being connected to God. And in movies, and they show the character cut the lines to our creator, like we are Lucifer and we choose to be separate from God. Yeah. It's like this mommy daddy, kind of like going back, full circle. The mommy daddy, and this has to do with Moloch's milk, of sucking on the teat of the mom of the bull, of Baal, the golden bull, the golden cow. Yeah, but the umbilical cords are like nutrients. They're your ties to mommy and you know, daddy God. And when you symbolically cut those ties, then you're like free from God. Yeah, I don't really like the notion of God, like a patriarchal God. And people really don't like it when I say that I am God. Like, oh boy, I can't say that. But, you know, that's what I think. You know, everybody's their own personal God. Your own personal Jesus. Someone to hear your prayers. Someone who cares. Reach out and touch faith. But yeah, if you don't want to deal with your own problems, if you want a scapegoat, Baphomet, then yeah, there's God there for you. But it's, yeah, when you internalize God, or you yeah, take the helm of your own ship, then have you noticed that all of churches are upside down ships? Like on Prince Charles, whatever, they showed the inside of the big cathedral that he was in Scotland, and it was like super old ship, looked like Viking, but it's like an upside down ship, and it's like an upside down vessel. What do you call it when it's capsize? It's a capsized boat that you're worshiping in. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, and it's like I've heard the Christian reason for the upside down ships is that, oh, all churches are built like upside down ships, so when the return of Jesus happens, or when the flood happens, all of the really Christian people just go to church, and the church will flip on over, and they'll have their own little ship, their own little Noah's Ark to be saved on. Like, I don't think so. I think you're in a vessel for the underworld. Like if we're in the upside down, then when you go into a church, you're now into a ship of the other side, right? It's like you go into a little bubble that's connected to the underworld. Hi, Genevieve, bonjour, mademoiselle, jolie, Michelle, my belle. Luxor says, no, that's BS. You don't need suffering to know pleasure. One is dopamine, one is cortisol and pain. That's not true. That's not true, Luxor. Then tell me how BDSM works. How people can get struck by whips and feel pleasure. It's all mental. It's all perception. Your perception tells your body whether to release dopamine or cortisol. Your perception tells your body first if it's going to be pleasurable or pain. People will look at the whip and start to feel pleasure because they know it will be pleasurable for them. Whereas a different person will look at the whip and know it will be painful and will feel pain. Hi, Radon. I'm experiencing trauma from my neighbors. Oh, I know you. I saw that she stole your Siamese cat. What a bitch. Oh, look who came. Look who came for a cameo. See how magical that is? See how magical that is? We talk of a cat and then you show that. So she stole your Siamese cat and then she gave it away to somebody after you paid for all of its shots and everything. But it sounded like from your story that the Siamese never got neutered. I guess if he never got neutered, like you were waiting to get him neutered and then your neighbor stole him. But yeah, if he didn't get neutered and she has other cats that are in heat, well then yeah, your cat's not going to want to come back to you if it has other female cats that smell good to him. Huh. Yeah, you got the alley cat mentality. But Sammy's been neutered. He has no girlfriends. That's why he has a big brain. He has this little like lump on his forehead, on his top of his head. It's like his pineal gland is poking out. I think he's getting upgraded. And Vegan says, yes, exactly. I feel you, sis. Awesome. It's very similar to what I believe, which is that God is within us all. LOL. And LOL. I love that shit, dude. Upside down ship's fascinating. Yeah. Genevieve Jiggles, yes, we are God. That triggers people, but it so triggers people. And then they kind of use that selfless thing. That's what the blood over intent people would always try to like put down on me, is like, because I'm like, I am God. Like it's all up to me. Like, and they're like, you're supposed to be selfless. selfless, you selfish bitch. I'm like, no. I didn't like bleed on a piece of paper to be selfless. I bled it to release my DNA from bondage. Anti-vegan says, it doesn't trigger me at all, but it's just what I believe, but there's a lot of truth what she's saying. Anti-vegan, life is suffering and life is to endure. Yeah, and it's also to get perspective. Like, it's also to, like, some people just have really bad constitutions. Like, they'll always will be in a mindset of suffering, of negativity, looking in the glass half empty. And it's a choice. I mean, people are raised that way, but you can see, like, different people are kind of born with different personalities and attitudes. You know, some babies are just cranky babies, and some are really joyful and inquisitive, and, you know, don't get as traumatized as some other kids. Like, oh, you know what I was also thinking about was, so I've gotten things taken down because of, I've done posts about ultrasounds and its effect to developing little ones. And I think, was it Enter the Stars, or I don't know, one of those channels, they posted the video about sound and the worms, and they were using sound to make the worms go in different ways, and they're like, oh, is this a form of mind control? They're like, ha ha ha, we could never do this on humans, we're only smart enough to do this on worms. It's like, okay, yeah. But they're talking about how the sound, like, actually, like, traumatizes the worm and, like, makes them go in a different direction, and it was ultrasound. And I'm just thinking about what this being done on pretty much every woman that goes to the doctor with, you know, a little one inside of her, what that's doing. And it's like making it's stunting development. I think they time it at certain times to maybe either stunt growth and probably do like emotional, sexual, because they do the ultrasounds more as the like every week as the baby gets closer to 40 weeks. And then I was thinking about the women who used to put the headphones, like that was kind of a 90s thing. I don't know if women do it anymore, but they'd buy music, or like Baby Einstein, or whatever music they like, or Beethoven, or I'd see even some women do like rock music and stuff, but they'd have the big headphones and they put it on their belly for the baby. And it's like, whoa, like what effect. I would love to see a study of women who did that during their pregnancies and how their children turned out, you know, because they would, like, you would see movies and like little, like, I don't know, like they would have the volume turned up so loud, and they'd be reading in bed and they have the headphones on their belly, like they're educating their baby. But it's like basically they're putting their baby into some kind of traumatic sound, like excruciating torture chamber. Like, if ultrasounds can do damage, can you imagine what putting headphones and blasting music right in there? And it's like the woman does it loud enough so she can hear it, but the baby hears it through the sound travels faster through fluid and solids. So that must like really, really, I would think, stunt the baby's brain, having music blasted through the belly like that really loud. I bet a lot of those kids have ADHD, or maybe like certain levels of deafness, because their body wasn't able to acclimate and they had weird vibrations. Because like the baby can, if you even put headphones on your own ears, the baby hears that. Are you kidding me? You hear sound better through bone conduction. So the baby probably even hears it louder than you hear it. So when you just have headphones on your ears, let alone put big fat headphones on your belly. And a vegan says, I hope you get your cat back. That happened to me too. Oh no. People steal, like, these Satanists steal the cats. And it's like, it's like they're trying to steal your familiar, because I think they see most of these, like most of us, as witches, like white witches, and they're like the black witches. And so, but they know like the rules about the magic, and like they know like how to get you when you don't even know you're getting gotten, you know. Luxor says BDSM people have guilt and shame and feel atonement. Whatever, I'm on the side of destroying this matrix. Okay, well, you'd probably be eyeing for Cancer Moonshot, Biden's new initiative. Cancer Moonshot, the campaign to end cancer, and he compared it to Kennedy going to the moon. Like, well, moon is the womb, so Cancer Moonshot, you want to give cancer to all of the women's wombs, or like, it's like, that's what it sounded like to me. It's like they wanted to give everybody reproductive cancer in one shot, one full swoop. And Vivian says, love you, have a beautiful day. Bye, girl, thanks. Bye-bye. Fascinating, yeah. All right, well, I'll end it there. Thanks for joining me and my crazy hair. Love you. Please subscribe to Aphrodite's Van Life. Lots of content on there. I also have a Patreon channel. I just uploaded lots of content, and I have special Patreon-only videos on there. So please check it out. Okay, love you.